there's only 4 examples from this section. This is factor by grouping. This is a method that you may find yourself being able to use, especially in the next several sections once we start factoring different types of polynomials. But you don't have to do it by grouping. This is just one method that you can use. We can factor these polynomials by groups, okay? Now, if you want to do grouping, it has to have 4 terms, okay? There has to be 4 terms there for you to be able to do grouping. And so in our first example, A, we have 12a cubed minus 9a squared plus 20a minus 15. And so let's say that we group this first half and then the second half together. And let's treat each individual section as its own identity. Let's focus on this portion first. If I have 12a cubed minus 9a squared, common numbers between 12 and negative 9 are going to be 3. And since I can't simplify that anymore, what I get is 3, and I'm going to pull out an a squared from both of those. What I have left over is 4a minus 3. Okay. Now, this covered, or this was what this first part factored out to. So 3a squared and then 4a minus 3. Now let's do the second half. I'm going to do that in a different color. If I want to focus on this and I have 20 and negative 15, I can factor out a 5 from that. And what I get is, now since there's no a term, I can't pull that out. Okay, so what I get is plus 5. I get 4a minus 3. Now we're not done here. I'm not done. What you notice is this looks exactly like the last section that we were in. I have a 4a minus 3 and a 4a minus 3 that I can pull out as a common term. And what's left over is 3a squared plus 5. And this is my factored, completely factored polynomial. Okay, this one's a little bit longer. It takes a little bit more steps. But if you can get this this type of problem down and being able to recognize when you can group them, it actually makes it very easy. Okay, B. We have 9x cubed plus 18x squared plus x plus 2. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to group the first half together, second half together. There's still a plus sign in between them, so I'm not multiplying this, I'm not changing this form, I'm just grouping them so that I can factor them out really easy. Now, the common number between 9x cubed and 18x squared, there's obviously an x squared. 9 and 18 can both be factored by 9. And so what I have left, I'm going to pull out 9x squared. This is going to be x, okay, plus 2. Over here, since there's not any numbers or coefficients that are the same, I'm just going to leave this as x plus 2. Now remember what I said in the last video is there's an understood 1 here. So if I pull out my x plus 2, I'm left with 9x squared plus 1. Okay, if you have to stop, rewind, look over the videos again, please do so until you get comfortable with this. 2 more examples. I've got 6b cubed plus 8b squared plus 9b plus 12. And really, you can group together any set, but in this fashion, it's really going to pull out the correct factors. Okay, so common numbers between 6 and 8. I've got 2, okay, and I know that each term has a b squared, so if I pull out 2b squared, I'm left over with 3b plus 4. Okay, same thing with the 9b and the 12. I'm going to focus on the numbers first. If I put 3 into both of those, 3 will go into this 3, let's go into this 4. I can pull out a 3. Since none of the terms have a b variable, I have to leave the b with the 9. And this is going to be 3b plus 4. both of those match. Pull that out. 3b plus 4. Left with 2b squared plus 3. And to check these, all of these, you can use the box method or FOIL method to take them back to the original polynomial. Okay, last example that we're going to do from this section. By the way, this is still factoring by grouping. We're going to take D, and we have 4r cubed plus 24r plus r squared plus 6. Okay, so let's look at this real quick. All of the examples before had our polynomials in standard form, meaning they had r cubed, then r squared, then r, and then our constant term. Well, this one's not. We can still group these together and get a correct answer out. So 4 and 24, common number is going to be 4 here. Okay, and the common number between r cubed and r is just going to be r. So if I pull out a 4r, I'm left with r squared plus 6. Since there's nothing really to simplify here, I'm going to just rewrite that as r squared plus 6. And you can see that r squared plus 6 is our common factor. Okay, so if I pull that out, r squared plus 6, I'm left over with 4r plus, remember there's an understood 1 here, 1. And that concludes this video.